She did want to protect us. And in fact, when David was sick, she did that as well. You know, she went through her 2s and 3s, and she was as good as gold. She was just so good. In fact, she was so good that her dad and I would talk to her and say, Deanna, you know, honey, it's okay for you to be mad. It's okay for you to tell us what you want. You know, it's okay for you to act up. She was just so good that we actually talked to her and said, honey, you don't have to be good all the time, because she just really didn't want to rock the boat at all. And after her brother died, yes, she really was visibly being okay. I remember another time where I was feeling very sad and I was sort of crying, and she came and saw me, and I said, oh, I just miss David. And we would talk about David being still with us. We would talk about his presence being with us. And so I was saying, I miss that David's not still here. And she said, well, he's here. And I said, I just really miss his hugs. And she said, oh, mommy, he still hugs me. You know, like, what do you mean? He still hugs me. She had her ninja-ness. They used to play ninjas, and she had her ninja-ness, she would call it. And she could see him and play with him with her ninja-ness. And she did this for a long time, you know, probably, a year and a half. And then at some point she told me that her ninja-ness was gone, and she couldn't really see David anymore. And she was really sad about that. But yeah, she was she wouldn't have shown me grief. And so I had to understand that it was there anyway. And one of the things I learned later as I continued to study this, because early on we had a wonderful program through children's hospitals. They had a wonderful bereavement program, and I learned a lot about grief there. And one of the things, of course, they told us was not to, as adults, not to hide our own feelings from our children, to, you know, let them know when we were sad, to acknowledge it, to say it, even with the really young children. So I did a good job of that with her. I was open with her. And the thing that I didn't do, you said they don't talk about it, and you're right. And the thing I learned later, and that I try to help parents with now, is that I didn't initiate with her conversation about her feelings. I was open about mine, but I didn't ask her, are you missing David too? When do I miss David when I'm doing this? When do you miss David? Giving her a chance to tell me how she was feeling. She didn't volunteer it to me, and I didn't ask her. And so my recommendation to parents is to go that step further, not just letting them see our grief, but inviting them to talk about theirs, because you're right, they won't.